everybody to quickly join us. Okay. So, as you guys know, results for the semester B subjects are being released. Let's just get cracking. If there's any questions or concerns, then you guys can just type it in the chat function or you can ask me afterwards. Okay. So these summative results are based on the summative assessments that you all submitted between the 11th and the 17th of November on Cole Campus, and the deadline for these submissions were on the 17th of November. No late submissions were accepted and no submissions also via email, and no subs were granted for any non-submissions due to technical issues. This is just a reminder how you can log into your student portal as well. Because remember, yes, you can access your results from Cole Campus, but you can only access your individual assessment results from Cole Campus. To see your overall results, to understand whether you've passed or failed a subject, you need to go onto the student portal. How do you get onto the student portal? You go into login.microsoftonline.com. Your login is your student number at myboston.co.za, and your password is capital B for Boston, and then your ID or your passport number that you use to register with an exclamation mark at the end. So all the marks should be reflecting by now. If your account is not in arrears, you will be able to see your marks. If your account is in arrears, you will not be able to see your marks. What you need to do is you need to urgently go to your accounts department and either make a payment arrangement with them or try to understand why is your account in arrears. Now, please only use Cole Campus to look at your individual assessment mark as well as the feedback of your rubric if you need to improve or need to understand why you got that mark. And then, as I've said before, please note that Cole Campus does not reflect your overall average correctly. It does not work it out. To see your overall averages for subjects, you need to go to Student Portal or you need to go to the Accounts Department to collect your report, or you can email us, but that I'll explain in a little bit. Now, on your dashboard, you'll see there's a little button for results, but that is not the best button to use for your results. It is better to go to your individual subjects. Then you'll see on the right-hand side, there's recent feedback. You will click on that recent feedback, and then you will be able to see your rubric. So remember, Cole Campus is only used for individual assessment marks and your rubric. That is it. Then if you're able to see your mark on Cole Campus, but you cannot see your rubric, and you want some detail to improve your sub on, then you can contact the academic manager for the subject, and their contact details is on the home page. So if you had looked in your marks and your rubrics and you do not agree with something, for example, they missed a section of your assessment, they did not mark it, or if they applied a plagiarism penalty, which you feel was not correctly, you can lodge an academic appeal, and the academic appeals are closing by next week, Tuesday, 12th December. So in other words, if you get an email from you on the 13th of December, the academic appeals have closed and we cannot help you. So how do you log an academic appeal? An academic appeal must be logged within 5 days of the release of the results. So results are releasing today. We are giving you 5 days, hence the closing date for appeals is on the 12th of December. Any appeals that are submitted after the 12th of December, we will disregard immediately because it's after the closing date. You cannot appeal a set of results or a set of assessments. Academic appeal is just for a specific summative assessment now. So you're looking at the specific assessment and you are appealing something about that assessment. Please note, you cannot just get a remark. Boston does not have a remark policy. If you do not agree with the marking, then you need to state why do you not agree with the marking for this specific question, and then you need to provide evidence why you say so. You can't just say, I feel I needed to get a better mark. It does not work that way. Then when you want to lodge an appeal, you send it to myself, karika@boston.co.za. Then you have to include your branch manager as well. If it's Arcadia, include Taryn. If it's Durban, Brett. And if it's Santon, it's myself, so you don't have to include me as well. Then in the subject line of your email, you need to clearly write academic appeal, surname, first name, student number, what is the subject, and the assessment. So you would say academic appeal for boy Karika, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Radio 2, RAD2, F1. And in the body of your email, you say exactly what is it that you are appealing. For example, you would say, I have looked at my Radio 2 summative script. Question 3 was not marked. Please, can you have a look at question 3? Or my Radio 2, it says there is no link to my SoundCloud, yet my SoundCloud is on the front page. Please, can you have a look at that? I received the appeal is lodged, and then it's sent to the academic manager for investigation, and they will reply to academic appeal within 2 to 3 days. The reason why it takes 2 to 3 days is because a lot of the times the lecturer has to be communicated to as well, and they need to look at what is the solution for your appeal. Now, how the summative sub works. So you can only qualify for a summative sub, which is happening in January, if you have met one of the following three conditions. Firstly, you have participated in the original summative event, or you had missed the summative due to legitimate reason, such as being ill, and you have submitted me your doctor's notes, and I have given you permission to do the summative sub. Or in special circumstances, you got a summative sub by myself as the academic coordinator or the academic manager, and it is in writing. If you have not met one of the following three conditions, your summative sub will not be marked or awarded to you. Now, how do you apply for a summative sub? Same as an appeal, you had to send me an email with all your details to say you're inquiring for a sub with the supporting documentation. But that deadline had already passed. That deadline was on the 21st of November. Now, please remember that you pay for a summative supplementary, 350 Rand. You only get one chance to write the sub. There's no additional sub on a sub, and you have to complete these summative subs in January 13th to the 19th on Cole campus. So just to reiterate, the summative subs are taking place from 13th to 19th January on Cole campus. And the students who qualified for a summative sub due to a poor performance in the summative, we also did send SMSs to. The summative sub briefs are already available on Cole campus, and you can already start working on your summative subs. Now, what do you need to do if you need a copy of your report? You can either go to the student portals explained, or the accounts department, or the admin department at your campus. Now, the accounts department at your campus, you have your email addresses. If you need an email address for the admin department at your campus, Santon, it's myself. For Pretoria, it is Jackie. And for Durban, it is Brett. So you can just email them. And if your account is not in arrears, they will be able to provide your report to you. Now, big question, classes are starting on the 19th of February 2024. So we encourage all of you to now, as you get your report, already ask for your quote for 2024 so that you can do your financial planning and get yourself registered. So very important, we are able to help you till next week, Thursday, the 14th of December, and then again from the 12th of January. So academics are closed from the 14th of December to the 12th of January. Are there any questions? Right, let's see. Okay, Miss Casey, you have a question. Can unmute yourself. Miss Casey, just say that again. Okay, Amor, just you try.
Oh, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I just want to know, like, regarding the reports, if you can like attend or go to campus on the student portal, how do you access it? Or like, where do you go to look for it?
So there's a thing that says results, but if you're struggling, the best way is, I know there's some issues with the student portal, you can just email. Just you see the way I said you can email and we
Oh
can
yeah.
send it to you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you can email. Which campus are you at?
At Acadia.
So you can email Jackie. Do you have an email
Oh,
address?
yes, I do.
Then you could just email Jackie. She can send you a copy of the report.
Okay, no problem there. So it'll show like all the modules since the first semester.
Yes, yes, it will show everything.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Miss Casey, let's try you again. Otherwise, just type your question in the chat function as well. There was a question, what is the pass mark? Remember, the pass mark is always 50% for all subjects, except for computers. We need to have a pass mark of 75% for the summative. Okay. Miss Casey, your hand is up. If there's anybody else, please, you're more than welcome to ask me any questions. If it's about your summative results, if it's about re-registration for next year. So those of you that are sponsored, so sponsored students, the accounts department requires a letter from your sponsor ASAP to be able to re-register you for 2024. So any students that have got bursaries or sponsors, please get a letter of intent to sponsor you for 2024 and take that to the accounts department, then they are able to help you. Okay, anybody else? You all here, so clearly there's a question. Lungile, please go ahead.
Hi, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I want to ask, let's say maybe I passed my F1 for television example, and then I failed for S1, I got 40 something. Can it happen for me to pass even if I didn't sub, or I have to sub because I got an SMS that I have to sub? Let me
You
say the
know,
mark was higher on F1 on the
yeah.
first assessment.
Okay, hang on. Let me quickly work it out for you because it's such a fine line. And if I give you the wrong advice and you don't do it, you're gonna come and hit me. So if you have your mark and you don't mind sharing it in front of every, okay, how much did you get for the F1?
I got like 51.
Okay,
And then
summative.
summative, I got 46.6, yeah.
Okay, 47. You see, the problem is your overall mark is a 49, so you have to do that summative sub. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you're not going to pass. Okay, so please, please, guys, it's always important. The golden rule I say to people, if you get less than 50 for your summative, always go do the sub.
Okay.
But if you're unsure, go look at your overall mark on your report, or you can just pop us an email. But yes, you definitely have to do a sub for TV. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Right, there's a question in the chat function. Is it true that if you got a distinction on a certain module next year when paying your fees, you get a discount? No, that's not true, Tato. That is an old system that unfortunately does not apply anymore because life is expensive. So they're giving you guys less increase in your school fees, so there isn't discount on distinctions. I'm sorry, Young. Go buy yourself a chocolate for that distinction, or come to my office. I'll give you a little gold star. Okay. Miss Casey, your hand is
Hello,
still up.
ma'am.
Hello, yes, Ntokozo.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask, is it possible for one to do the assignment alone for the television assignment? So I got my television group mark, right? Which I'm not really happy about.
Sure,
Like I don't have to sub. I got
sure,
60, but I'm
sure,
not happy because I know I could have gotten
sure,
better.
Sure. Yes,
So,
you want to do the
yeah,
sub alone.
yes, is that possible?
Yeah, there is more leniency. You just have to pop an email to the academic manager, Gerard. But he
Okay,
does allow students to do the sub alone for TV. Yes.
okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I see there was more people. Okay, Tato says he's coming to my office. I want the process for re-registration. Okay, B. So once you've gotten your results, you need to go to your campus or email. If it's Santon, you can just email me. And then you say you want to re-register for next year. At Pretoria, you can do the same thing with Jackie. In Durban, you can do the same thing for Brett. Then what we do is we prepare what subjects you are able to take, and then the accounts department sends the quote to you, and then you choose whatever payment option you want to take. You do your first installment plus the deposit you pay. You take your proof of payment to your accounts department, and then they will register you for 2024. So I would, if I'm you guys, start getting on my quote now, because if you register on this side of the year, you're still paying the 2023 fees. But anybody who comes after Christmas, you are paying the 2024 fees. So I would get started on that. Okay. Right. There was another question. I had sent you an appeal. Can you confirm if you received it? However, received an email. Yes, that's true. Casey, he is busy working on your appeal. I followed up with him. I didn't get the response that Dr. Chris sent you. He only told me he's sending you, but I haven't seen it. So I can't answer you. So you're either going to have to forward me what he sent you, because yeah. Okay. Right. There's somebody else with their hand up. Amandla?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, so you just said now, if we pay before Christmas, we use 2023 fees.
That's
But
it.
I have a summative, I mean, sorry, a sup that I need to
Mhm.
do, and they are due on the 19th of Jan.
How many subs do you have?
2.
Yeah, that will make a difference. I think I stand to be corrected, right, Amandla?
Okay.
Are you at Santon?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So if you were to send me an email now, okay, let's
Okay.
say for argument's sake, and I
Yes.
give you a quote,
Okay.
I would prepare your quote based on the fact that you would fail those subs. Okay. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying you will, but let's
Yes.
just say, okay.
Okay.
Then accounts will give you a quote based on that.
Yes.
Then if you pay the first, do you pay cash up front, or do you do like 6 months, 8 months, that story?
No, I pay everything in full.
Oh.
Yes. I always do it the year before, so this is the first time that I'm like stuck.
Yeah, this is a very interesting problem. So
Yeah.
I would have to say that that's the big boss. So then I would
Okay.
have to call in Lydia. Are you
Okay.
able to come into the campus?
Yes, I can come in.
So I'm not available tomorrow or Thursday, but I'm available Friday between 10 and 2, or Monday I'm here the whole day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I can come on Friday. It's not a problem.
Okay, yeah. It's just I need Lydia, the director, to that's above my pay grade.
No
So we can
problem.
find a solution for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Okay, let's see. There was
I have,
somebody. Yes, hi. Yeah, please go ahead.
I'm fine. My name is Imperial, and my question is, how do you go about adding on top, like if you want to do double majoring, because I was doing single majoring, which was film and television. So if you want to add something and do double majoring, how do you go about that? Because I was,
Sorry. Let me just confirm. Were you doing TV free this year?
yes, I was doing TV2 this year, so I'm gonna do TV3 next year.
Okay, you can't do a double major next year. The timetable doesn't allow it. So what would happen is, let's say you would do TV free next year, then I would only be able to allow you to do the other major immediately the year thereafter.
Oh, so I can't do them both because the
No.
issue is I'm only left with that module. and I
Yeah.
don't have any other module besides
The
that one.
the problem is it's the majors, so it all takes time. So TV and radio is the majors that takes the most time because it isn't just class time, it's studio time, recording time, and all of that. That's the problem.
Okay, then what if it's TV and advertising?
Doesn't matter, it's still the same problem. You don't have enough time. I can't do a double major. Can't. Not gonna happen. Can go cry me a river, but I can do the year thereafter. I can't do. No.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Really
Amandla, did you have a
Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn off the mic.
okay, thank you, dear. Okay, right. Sorry, guys. Let's just quickly get back to the chat function here. What is required for a student to qualify for second year? Pass everything. That's how you qualify for second year. So the rule is if you fail 5 or more subjects, you cannot progress to the next year. You only have you're only allowed to do the repeats. So if you fail 5 or more subjects, you cannot progress to the next year. You will only do your repeats. If you fail 4 or 3, you can do a combination of first and second year or second and third year. Thanks, B. I'll look at your email for quotation. Ma'am, I was doing my last year this year, BABJ student, and I've passed. So, ma'am, what happens now in terms of graduation and certificates? Okay. So, all students is not just BABJ, Diploma in Media, Diploma in Radio, BBA. All students that have finished their final subjects and are graduating, remember we asked you all to complete a form, a graduation request form. We received those forms and we all forwarded it to the registrar's department. The registrar's department will work through each of these students who have applied now to graduate, and they will make sure that you have met all the graduation requirements. Then next year, April or May, you probably more May, I'll be honest, you will receive a letter of graduation that says you qualify to graduate or you do not qualify to graduate. If you receive the letter to qualify to graduate, you will then also receive the invitation for graduation, which is usually then towards the invitations will be sent towards end of May. Sandton graduations usually take place here at the beginning of July. Durban and Pretoria graduations usually happen the last week of June. So, Teddy, if you filled in the form and everything, you will receive information on graduation by next year, May. Okay. Then there's another question. What's the percentage of getting a distinction? A distinction is anything above 75%, except for computers. You do not get distinctions in computers. But for all other subjects, anything above 75% is a distinction. Is it possible to drop a module? If it is not a compulsory module, yes, you can drop it. In other words, if it's an elective, but please double check on your fact sheet whether the subject you want to drop is an elective or a compulsory module. If you're not sure, Dami, you can ask me now what the subject is and what qualification, or you can pop me an email, or you can just go check for yourself on the fact sheet. Okay. Right. Any other questions? Okay. It's journalism 1. Journalism 1's a compulsory model. You can't drop it. So you have to, unfortunately, suck it up, grin and bear it, read a little bit more books, do more spell checking. Don't use AI to write your articles. You can make it, I promise you. Where does the graduation ceremony for Santon take place? I can only at this stage tell you that it will, in all likelihood, be at the Rosebank Union Church just down the road from the campus, but we only get confirmation on that in January. Journalism sub is not on Cole campus. Do you know when it's going to be available? It should already be available, Lungile. Is it journalism 1, 2, or 3? Just let me know. I can check. Is it possible to change campuses? Hey, Sampiwe, you don't like me anymore. So, yes, you can change campuses if the campus offers the qualification. The only campus that offers all the qualifications is Sandton. Durban in Pretoria only offers the diploma in media practices and they don't have part-time. So, yes, you can. If you only sub in one subject, which is not in your major next year, will you still pass? Once again, difficult to answer if I don't know the subject and I don't know what you studied, Atlee. And can you drop a subject you failed in the first year in party? Guys, the problem is I can't answer that because it depends on your qualification and it depends on your subject. I can tell you if it's a first year subject, the chances are good it's a compulsory subject. So no, you can't drop it. You must get yourself a tissue, cry yourself through it, but you can make it. You can make it. Self-belief is the most important thing. Lungile, I'll follow up on the journalism one sub. And somebody's got their hand up. Kia. Kia M, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm great, thanks. For third years, where do we get our top achiever certificate?
For what? For what you
For
get in a top achiever? You know something I don't know. What you get in? Eh?
for digital marketing 3 and media law.
Did the lecturers do? Is it that thing the lecturers did in class?
Yes.
Sure. I don't have it, hey? I don't have it. Who's your lecturer? Yeah, no, good luck to her. Which campus? I don't have it. I'm telling you now, I don't have it.
In
So
Santon, ma'am.
I don't have it. You can come look here. They gave me nothing.
Tarikan.
So it's probably Francisca. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Tarikan.
Yes.
I saw some at the reception. If they can just tell me their name, then I'll check for them quickly.
Okay. Thanks, Ona. So there you lucky Kia M. Ona has a date reception for you. So if you come here to Santon, just go to student info. It seems they left it there for you guys. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Right. Okay, if your account is in arrears but didn't receive any SMSs for sub, meaning I made it through. Probably yes, but if you want to ensure, you can just send me an email. Tell me your account is in arrears. I can also double check that you do not qualify for any subs. I've been doing it for some other students. Okay. Right, let's just check. Anybody else? Any questions? Yes, please go ahead and talk. Yeah?
Yeah, pardon me, ma'am. I just wanted to quickly confirm what you just said earlier, right? In regards to once you get your results and then we send you an email and the code for obviously the subjects that you can take on the following year.
Yeah.
Is that the correct process? Most the process is that we first get the thingy, the proof of our results for this year, and then that's the email we send to you for which you'll be able to see whether or not your code, this is the amount of money that you need to pay for your fees next year.
Yes, yes. So you don't have to send me your results because I obviously have access to it. Okay. So
Okay.
if you have access to your results, okay, then it shows that I'm able to give you a quote. So then you can pop me an email today to say, Karika, I want a quote for 2024. Here's my student number, right? Then I would go on there and I would say, okay, cool, here's something. Very important. All my first year students, diploma and media practices, remember next year, you need to make a choice of 2 specializations. So if you're going to ask me for a quote, I'm going to send one back to you and say, what are your 2 specializations you want to take? So in diploma and media practices in your second year, you have to take 2 specializations from the following: journalism, advertising, radio, public relations, digital marketing, or television. If you get confused, I'll send you the list again with the email. But yes, Luasi, if you have access to your results, then we can already give you a quote within the next 24 hours or 48 hours,
And
depending
then
on
of
how.
course, and then of
Mhm.
course, if you don't have access to those results, we can just send you an email just to help us verify which subjects you still good
Subbing.
to. Oh, okay, all right,
Subbing.
perfect.
That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you anything else. I can just tell you have a sub or you don't have a sub. I can't tell you that's life, young. How am I gonna get my Christmas presents, ne? Oh, hell, you guys must pay me. You must pay me. All right. Okay. Right. I think there was another chat function. Okay, cool. Hi, ma'am. With regards to graduation, do we buy our own gown or does the school provide? Okay, with graduation, we have a gown provider. We will also send that information with the letter and invitation for graduation next year, end of May. That has our gowns and our colors, as well as our own photographer, and they'll have their prices on there. With the gowns, you can either choose to buy your gown and they have prices, or you can choose to hire your gown and get your deposit back. But that will be explained to you when we send you the invitation for graduation next year. Okay. Right. Are all your pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. All your questions answered. Are you okay? You know what to do now. You know you need to go get your report. You know where to get your report. Student portal, or I don't know the exact date for the grad, because the problem is I can only ask in January for the venue, and then we can get confirmation. It is planned for the first week in July. It is planned. That's all. I can't tell you exact date yet, because we need to have the venue confirmation in January. So if you're planning your life and you're at Sandton and you're planning to graduate, plan round about the first week of July. Okay, but if you ask me next year again, I'll be able to tell you after Jan. Right. Can you please provide me your Gmail ad? I don't have a Gmail ad, dummy. You have my email address, ne? You just must email me, or don't. Let me just put my email address in here. Just email me. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. That it, guys? Well, guys, thank you so much for a great 2023. We've had highs, we've had lows, we've gotten to know each other better. But I'm sure you'll say that this journey has been transformative, whether it's been good or bad. And I hope you all have a relaxing, festive season. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. And remember, I'm just an email away. If there's any question you're too shy to ask here. That's it. There's no more questions. Be safe, be festive, and see you again in 2024. Cool. Bye bye, guys.